Good morning everyone. My name is Bharvi Sharma. I am nursing tutor in Index Nursing College. Today we will be discussion about hospitalization. Introduction. The sick child is different from sick adult. The differences of illness in children and adults are based on anatomic, physiologic and psychological differences between the immature child and the mature adult. Often illness and hospitalization are the first crisis children must face. During early years, children are particularly vulnerable to the stressors because stress represents a change from the usual state of health and environmental routine. Stressors of hospitalization: psychological stress, physiological stress, environmental stress, biological stress, and chemical stress. Child's reaction to hospitalization and illness. Reaction of neonates. Hospitalization and prolonged illness in neonatal period interrupts in the early stage of develop of a healthy mother child relationships and family integration. Impairment of bonding and trusting relationship, inability of the parents to love and care for the baby, and inability of the baby to respond to parents and family members. Reaction of infants. Infants' reaction are mainly separation anxiety and disturbance of development of basic trust. When the infant is separated from mothers and when illness and hospitalization. Emotional withdrawal and depression are found in the infants of 4 to 8 months of age. Interference of growth and delayed development also found. Older infants 8 to 12 months of age may have limited tolerance due to separation anxiety, which is found as fear of strangers, excessive crying, cleansing, and overdependence on mother. The major stress from middle infancy throughout the preschool years, especially for children aged 6 to 30 months, is separation anxieties. Stage of protest. Children react aggressively to the separation from the parents. They cry and scream for their parents, refuse the attention of anyone else, and also inconsolable in their grief. Stage of despair. The crying stops and depression is evident. The child is less active, is uninterested in play or food, and withdraws from others. Stage of detachment or denial. Superficially, it appears that the child has finally adjusted to the loss. The child becomes more interested in the surroundings, play with others, and seems to form new relationships. Reaction of toddlers. The toddlers protest by frequent crying, shaking creep, rejecting nurses' attention, urgent desire to find mother, and showing signs of distrust with anger and tears, especially when with mothers. In despair, the toddlers become hopeless, apathetic, anoretic, listless, look and cry continuously or intermittently, and use comfort measures like thumb sucking, fingering lip, and tightly clutching a toy. In denial, the child reacts by accepting care without protest and represses all feelings. The child does not cry in the absence of mothers and may seem more attached to nurses. The toddlers may react by regression, is an attempt to resign control of a stressful situation. They are found to stop using newly acquired skills and may return to behavior of an infant during illness and hospitalization. Reaction of preschool child. The preschool child adopt various mental defense mechanisms to adjust with the stressful experiences of hospitalization and prolonged illness. They by react by exhibiting regression, repression, projection, replacement, identification, aggression, denial, withdrawal, and fantasy. The stage of protest in preschool children is usually less aggressive and direct. Reaction of school-aged children. The school-aged children are concerned with fear, worry, mutilations, fantasies, modesty, and privacy. They react with defense mechanisms like regression, suppression, anxiety, negativism, depression, phobia, unrealistic fears, suppression, or denial of symptoms, and conscious attempts of mature behavior. Reactions of adolescents. Adolescents are concerned with lack of privacy, separation from peers or family and schools, interfere with body image or independence or self-concept and sexuality. They react with anxiety related to loss of control and insecurity in strange environment. They may show anger and demanding or uncooperative behavior or increased dependency on mother and staff. They may adopt a mental mechanism like intellectualization about disease, rejection of treatment, depression, denial, or withdrawal. Effects of hospitalization on the family. Break in the unity of family, separation from the children, feeling of inadequacy as others care for their children. They feel anxiety, anger, fear, disappointment, self-blame and possible guilt feelings due to lack of confidence and competence for caring the child in illness and wellness. Parental anxiety related to strange environment in the hospital, unknown events and outcome, spread of infections of other members from the family. Society will look upon the illness as a reflection of something wrong with the parents. Guidelines for admission. Pre-admission. Assign a room based on developmental as seriousness of diagnosis, communicability of illness, and projected length of stay. Prepare room mates for the arrival of new patient. When children are too young to benefit from this consideration, prepare parents. Prepare room for child and family with admission forms and equipments nearby. Admission. Introduce primary nurses to child and family. Orientate child and family to inpatient facilities. To assign room and unit. A pediatric unit should be happy and attractive place with cheerful home like surroundings. It should have colorful walls with suitable pictures. Furniture should be of attractive and colorful without any positions, uh, pants, poisonous pants, and projections and sharp edges. Floor should not be slippery and safety measures to be maintained. A pediatric unit should have facilities to spread areas for different types of ill child. Treatment room, examination room, playroom, dining room, and pantry. Waiting room for visitors and parents. Consultation room, teaching room for visitors. Storeroom, bathrooms for children and adults. Nurses station, doctor's room, etc. The pediatric unit must meet the needs of children and their parents. The physical environment of pediatric unit should be pleasing by maintenance of cleanliness and orderliness of furniture and equipment. There should have good lighting, plenty of fresh air and good ventilation without any draughts. There should have comfortable temperature about 22 to 25 degrees Celsius and humidity about 65%. There should have good lighting, plenty of fresh air and good ventilation without any draughts. There should have comfortable temperature about 22 to 25 degrees Celsius and humidity about 65% should be maintained. The spacing between two beds should be maintained with 6 to 8 feet with adequate cleaning facilities. The unit should be free from fly, mosquitoes and bed bugs, cat and dogs. There should have facilities for isolation of infectious patients, disinfections of articles and other methods of cross infections, provision of safety measures for prevention of accident in the pediatric units. There should be recreation facilities like toys, music and television to reduce fear and anxiety of the children. Concept to minimize emotional trauma in children and parents. Family integrity and child's relationship should be maintained. The sick child should be supported and guided to learn to handle new experiences and feelings by family participation to provide love and security during illness and hospital stay. Needs of each child and are different. Assessment of this need as well as those of family members forms the basic of nursing interventions. The pediatrics nurse seek to promote, maintain and restore health in both children and their parents by health counseling and teaching about the needs. Hospitalized child should be cared by the professional nurses following scientific principles of disease process and nursing process with appropriate therapeutic and nursing process. Family participation for planning, implementation and evaluating plan of care is essential for optimal outcomes by continuity of care. Within safe environment, the sick child need expert physical care, emotional support, expression of feelings through play, and continuation of school education to promote continued growth both in acute and chronic illness. Parents should have trusting relationship with nurses and health team member and permission for expression of feelings and emotions in the hospital environment. Family members and their child who are under great stress when a child is terminally ill or dying must be supported emotionally so the child can die with dignity and with the feeling of being loved. Hospitalization is the break in the unity of the family, so the emotional effects should be considered first because it is often mistakenly accorded less importance than the physical care given to the sick child. Role of nurse to help to cope with hospitalization of children. The nurse should earn sufficient confidence to develop positive relationship with the children and their parents. Nurse should have patience, tenderness and emotional strength in time of stress. Provide family centered care with different approach to specific age group in neonates, rooming in and sensory motor stimulation in infants. Encourage mother to balance her responsibility and minimize separation. Mother can be allowed during procedure providing toys to relieve tension. In toddlers, rooming in unlimited visiting hours to express child's feelings. No punishment to the child. Home routines can be continued, allow play. Encourage independence, encourage family interaction in preschooler. Provide parental participation in care. Plan to shorten the hospital stay. Careful repressions for all procedures by privacy and explanation encourage the child to participate in the self-care and hygiene remove fear. Reassure the child. And should in school children's help the parents to prepare child for elective hospitalization, provide privacy through nursing history should be obtained for plan of care, explain the procedures and its purpose, encourage play, self-care and continue school works, ensure parents to cope with their own anxieties, introduce to other parents in the same unit and consistent visiting pattern. In adolescents, prepare the parents for planned hospital admission. Available hospital facilities should be explained soon after admission. Respect the personal preference on self care and food habits. Explain all procedures, provide opportunities for recreation, peer relationships, interaction with other adolescents, patience and expression of feelings. Strategies for adaptations in nursing care. Welcome the child and parents during each nursing intervention. Call by name and touch the gently with love. Explain the intervention in simple sentence according to the level of understanding. Ask for cooperation and its benefits. Encourage to express the feelings. Demonstrate the interest and empathy to the child and family members. Explain and reason out any unpleasant experience of the past which will reduce anxiety level and help to obtain cooperation. Allow parents or significant other during any treatment or nursing procedures. Maintain privacy, minimize exposure and gentle handling of the child during nursing care. Provide physical comfort by appropriate positioning warmth, bladder, evacuation, etc. before and during the interventions. Take opinion of the parents and the child during any decisions making regarding the treatment plan, diagnostic procedures and nursing interventions. Maintain eye level contact during conversation. Diverts the child's attention by toys or telling a story. Protect the child from physical injury and infections. Assure about confidently of the information whenever required, especially for older children. Praise the child for cooperation, never threat or blame the child for non-cooperation. Conclusion. Nurse play vital role for improved care and better outcome of hospitalized child. In the care of sick child, pediatric nurses are responsible to maintain legal and ethical aspects. Nurses also need to anticipate the anxiety of the parents and family members. Family centered care, parental participation, and more psychological approach should be emphasized during comprehensive care of sick child. Thank you.